inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So the Baylor Bears offense takes the field for the first time today. And there he is, a man who makes an entire stadium hold its breath every time he touches the ball, Jesse.
This defense better have a lot of breath in this game, too, because he gets better as the game goes on. He's the kind of guy, David, who can wear a defense down.
And he is the primary focus. That's what this defense is focused and keyed in on. We got to stop him if we're going to have success today.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
Looking for a huge play. Snags it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Well, this guy obviously spent a lot of time in the film room this week because he is dissecting this defense early in the game in the opening drive. Great job with his eyes, great job with his rhythm, and explode.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bears! First down for this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Getting some heat. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And how about this defense? Your offense goes right down the field, scores on the first drive, and now you come out, get a big sack on 3rd down, and force a punt. You talk about creating momentum early and shutting the home crowd up. Mission accomplished.
He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
College football becomes more and more every year. More nickel, more dime packages, more speed on the field. So no matter what you do, I got a guy that can go chase down your quarterback in any situation.
He's off to the races. He's at the 20. Just like that. A huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands.
Oh, it's on the ground. Live ball. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line gets set, 1st down. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Illegal flag on the back. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The offense lining up for a first down play. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Makes the grab down the middle. Makes the catch and knock down. Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place that your receiver can catch the ball and continue advancing. So nice job by that QB, putting the football right on the face mask of his wide receiver.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He looks that one in nicely. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. And the Cowboys come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. He's got it down the middle. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. They're working that left side. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. The field goal is no good. The missed field goal still leaves us with a double-digit deficit. Still a 10-point game. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. From the gun, the running back has it. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Looking deep down the right side. He's got it. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. And the Bears want to crank the tempo. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Baylor! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Memphis is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a tight game. They're up by a field goal over USF. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Great move. Now he's got room. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. It's first down from back at their own 24-yard line. They're going to ride this running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. That's the end of the quarter, and it's Baylor holding the edge. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. They'll go to the ground. Out across the 30, mark down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you've got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? He'll keep it himself. There's a live football. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing, big turnover forced by the defense.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. You just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling.
Gonna take a shot at this DB. And trying to put points on the board. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Bears will punt this one away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Boy, that seemed to be prime return territory, but instead he'll set the offense up with great field position. Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Really nice job there by the defense because I think they baited the QB into trying to fit that one in over the middle of the field. Remember, it's a big zone coverage. They've all got their eyes on him back there in the pocket, and they just let him feel like maybe I can fit this football in. Not so fast. They come away with the pick.
He's going to pass. He's right on target. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now on second down. Quarterback checking the play. Looking to throw on second down. Finds a soft spot in the middle. Knocked down at the 34 after a pickup of 5. It's a first down.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Moving out of the pocket. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down. The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bears! A first down for the offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Sweet feet on the move. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Now the play fake. Bought a little time, lets it go. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment. They've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Well, this offensive coordinator has to be scratching his head because he's trying to keep his quarterback protected. He's trying different things, sliding the offensive line, keeping tight ends and running backs in, chipping, going empty, and getting the ball out quickly, but it's not working. They're just losing the one-on-one battles up front, and in the second half looking forward, I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it.
They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
They'll throw it on first down. On the move, he fires. And he intercepts it. some ground and took it back to the 38. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. Handoff from the shotgun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Defense not showing press coverage. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. A third and long coming up here. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. Working their way closer and closer. A third down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. The Cowboys will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Quickly complete. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. You know, we joked that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they cell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, and they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about. Touchdown, Cowboys! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. Going up top on 1st down. Got him downfield. And he's brought down after a huge completion. And the Bears want to move quickly. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. He's looking to throw. Makes the catch. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. Looking to move it through the air. Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Baylor!
And it's so underrated.
Offense getting set for 1st down. He's looking to throw it. They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Quickly out to the tight end. And that is good versatility there and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. At the 35, he's got room. He will step up. Before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. He wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. And that is another 1st down. Looking to go up top on 1st down. He breaks a tackle. And And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Second down coming up. DB's right up on the receivers. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Got his man quickly. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Passing game very effective on second down. What about here on third? From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. Slips away. But he can't get away again, and down he goes, and the trickeration is not so tricky. And the Cowboys will try to pin them back with the punt. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. And he'll have to boom one from 58 yards out and be mindful to guide it in from the left hash. Oh, and he missed it. No good. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Missed field goal, still down by 24.
Listen, he's a guy that makes 60-yarders in practice, so they give him that opportunity with his big leg. He misses it. The opponent didn't set up the return, so they're going to get the football back now. Pretty good field position. There's still a few ticks left on the clock. They've got a chance to steal some points here late in the half.
Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. Looks as if we're set to crank it up here in the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And here comes the offense on second down. A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line.
He's tackled at the 30-yard line. Brings up third down.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And the completion gives them a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Cowboys with the 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. He's going to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Can't get him to the ground. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
The run from the shotgun. And he was able to run through a tackle. They finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Give to the back. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30. Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. He lofts one down the sideline. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Offense set on 1st down. From the gun. Give on the inside. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting 1st downs. That running back is one of the...
Going over the top. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too. The Bears are on the move. To the ground with the back. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. On 1st down, here comes this offense. They want to throw it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. The give to the tailback. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Bears! And a stomping head. The offense set for a 1st down play. They'll give it to the back. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Shakes off the tackler. To the 43-yard line and a 1st down for this offense. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Use the play fake, now to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He'll pull it down. Short gain on the play before he slides. And the Cowboys send out the punt unit.
On to kick it away.
A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time.
stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants to go deep. Catch inside the 30 and still running. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20. They just flip the entire field, and now they'll try to cash in on 1st and 10 from the 20. Shoots it to the left. Pulls it in. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Baylor! And the pummeling has started.
I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmakers slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football, he'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They go to the ground. Picks his way and gets 4 out to the 27. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. That's the end of the quarter, and it's Baylor holding the edge. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll throw it. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. The Cowboys will bring the punt team onto the field. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll field the punt and take it back. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass and make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, David, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the 4th quarter.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. And the Bears have it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive yards.
Touchdown, Bears! And the route is on. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And no chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
Yeah, last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, Dave, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Fires to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Wide open downfield. That defense got gas, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. Feeling some heat. Quarterback on the move, still looking. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that first down.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And the Cowboys are moving quickly down the field. Comes out throwing on first down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Unleashes one deep. And it's picked off in the end zone. But no, the officials are saying he was out of bounds, and the quarterback might want to rethink taking a chance like that. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. They'll run the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. They'll play it safe and try for 3. This try will come from the left hash, and he'll try to curl it in from 38. Smashes it between the uprights. Let's not say they cut into the field goal. Maybe just, tweaked a little bit of it away with their fingernail. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Looking to move it through the air. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He's looking to throw it. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They want that clock to run. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Holding. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And tackled there by the defense. The Bears will hustle to the line. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Skips away from pressure. He's going to run it. At midfield, he's got room. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like the quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense. And That's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but
Looking for the end zone. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops the throw. Makes the catch. It's Valdez. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
that's perfectly fine. If I'm a defense, I'm going to give up some yards right there. Play deep, react to shallow. The running back catches the football. I come up. He gets a positive gain, but it doesn't matter because now I won third down and forced him on fourth down.
And they can't make the connection on fourth down, and they'll turn it over. First down here for the offense. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Escapes trouble. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it.
And this defense has put a game together. It is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Short throw to the sideline. Picks up just a little. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Wants to throw on first down. He'll get rid of it. Got his man to the left. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. The Cowboys come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Throws toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. Couldn't make the connection on first down. Now here on second. He's looking to throw. Using the back as a receiver on the screen.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Fourth down and 12 is four-down territory for this offense. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Right down the middle. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26. One more play to pad the stats. To the air on first down. He hurls one deep down the left side. Final shot falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative